Richard Piet Show, now joining us for part 2 of our conversation about carbon monoxide exposure. Ron Cousino is the owner of Able Heating and Cooling, and we're talking today about systems like the ones in your home where we would rather keep away from carbon monoxide, of course. There are steps that we should be taking to do that. Thank you, Ron, for your time today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Appreciate your coming in to be with us today. So, the sheriff made a remark. They don't respond a whole lot these days to modern climate control systems and carbon monoxide problems. I guess that's a pretty good statement about the way these things are now.
Yes, luckily it's really rare nowadays to have very many problems with home heating systems, but there's always a chance, and there are a lot of older systems that still need checked out and haven't been upgraded. We still work on 40 or 50-year-old furnaces, so there's still the potential there, so we still want to limit the amount of risk to carbon monoxide.
Sure. How long should a home heating system really last? Talk about 40 and 50-year-old machines.
Just like anything, they don't make them like they used to, so that's a big thing that they were built a lot heavier years ago, and not that they can't fail, but they were built more to last, and in turn they suffered they weren't very efficient. They weren't that concerned back then about efficiency. So nowadays they're built a little less sturdy, I guess you would say, as far as that, but to achieve the new mandates for efficiency and different things like that. And then there's plenty of safeties on them and different things, so that helps. But there's always some intangible stuff that, like venting, different things that need maintained periodically.
Okay. So a 40 or 50-year-old machine is pretty rare then these days.
Yep, they're getting fewer and fewer every year.
Okay. Well, and there's probably some advantage to that. As you've pointed out, they're more efficient now, so we're actually going to reap some benefits to that.
Right. Yep. There's a lot of new technology, different things that help with efficiency, and they are constantly making the furnaces to last longer. You were asking earlier, the national average is somewhere around, on the newer furnaces, somewhere in the 18 to 20 year range.
I see. Okay.
Actual life expectancy of a heating cooling system.
So what should we be doing to this system as we use it over the years?
Typically, it's really good, just not just for safety, but for efficiency and reliability, to have a yearly tune-up, cleaning, maintenance type thing. And when whatever company you call, always make sure you ask them that they're doing a safety check also, because that's actually as important as any of the rest of the maintenance, is to make sure there's a maintenance on checking the chimneys, the drains, different things, the actual heat exchanger. And then now with new technology, things are getting easier and easier for us to diagnose and keep an eye on things. There's the cameras, different things that we use to go up inside the furnaces and inspect them more thoroughly than we used to. Carbon monoxide report. You should always get, if you're having a maintenance done, you should always make sure that they're going to give you a carbon monoxide reading, that's been checked. The new smoke detectors, each year they're getting a little more, not just reliable, but more inexpensive. So everybody should have a smoke and carbon monoxide detector and change them regularly, depending on what the manufacturer recommendations are.
Talking about that safety check, if somewhere, it's not just about the unit itself, if somewhere in the ductwork or the mechanism, system, venting system, right, is awry, then that could send carbon monoxide in the place where you don't want it, I presume, if it's not right.
Yeah. Chimney liners have been pretty prevalent for 30 years now. Old masonry chimneys need to be lined to keep them from deterioration on the newer equipment. And we've been finding a lot in the last few years of those chimney liners that were guaranteed for 15 or 20 years have surpassed that time frame, and they're starting to deteriorate. And we've actually had a lot of plugged chimneys this year, which would allow incomplete combustion, which could produce carbon monoxide and actually cause problems in the house. And
a backup of sorts.
Yeah, backup of the flue gases.
Wow. Okay, so those are all things that need to be checked. So ask about safety inspection.
Right.
Are there any sort of common indicators when your home heating system is failing? Do you hear weird noises, or does it behave in a certain way?
Some systems have different noises, and a lot of people kind of get tuned into how their system, just subconsciously, they'll hear or notice something different, which that's usually an indication that that something should be checked out if they haven't had it done regularly, or even if they have, there's always problems that can arise shortly after any kind of maintenance that wasn't prevalent when we were, or apparent when we were there.
Mm-hmm. All right. So once a year that should be done.
Right.
Yeah.
Then when we come out, Able Heating, even when I come out on an estimate or anything like that, I try to inspect the entire system to make sure for safety and things like that might have been happening as the old system was in, because there's a lot of changes depending on how old the old unit was, and if we put a new system in, there's a lot of things that can exacerbate the problem. So we want to make sure and check that, and then I always try to advise the customer, just even if we don't get the job, make sure whoever does, they take that into consideration, make the repairs or improvements.
So if you inspect a system that has a problem, and let's say it's a carbon monoxide problem, how quickly generally do you have to repair that? Because I presume that's a home then that is uninhabitable if there's a carbon monoxide problem.
If we come out, or technically any company comes out, the repairs should be made immediately if possible. If not, we have to inform the customer. They have to, we usually have them sign that they're aware of the problem, and we have to shut the system down, because at that point we're the professional on the job and we're responsible for that situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's a pretty heavy weight to be carrying.
Yep.
So you want to make sure that you're getting the right info out. And let's remind folks, right, carbon monoxide isn't ordinarily from a home unit, is not able to be smelled or generally
colorless,
detected.
odorless.
Yeah.
Most of the time, generally, there is an odor from the soot that's produced, so it's not always that innocuous, I guess, or not noticeable.
Yeah.
The byproducts combustion generally put off some odor, and when they're incomplete combustion taking place.
Okay, but you can't rely on that.
No, it's not. That's not always.
All right, so if you haven't had an inspection of your home heating system within the last 12 months, it would be good to do that. And again, as Ron said, ask for the safety inspection so that the entire system is checked out to make sure that you're in good hands and that things are safe. Ron is with Able Heating and Cooling. If folks want to ask you further questions or ask you to look at their system, where do they find you?
We have a website, Able Heating at live.com, and also our phone number is 269-781-0399.
All right, Able Heating at live.com, you said.
Yep.
All right, very good. Thank you, Ron, for that update. We appreciate that.
Yep, thank you for having me.
All right.